The Nerd Academy podcast is released weekly at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, available on our website at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com and wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also help support the show by going to patreon.com/The Nerd Academy podcast, where every donation allows us to bring you more exciting content every week.
Good morning, class, and welcome back to the #1 Contender podcast, the show where your favorite nerds talk all things movie trivia schmodown. I am your host, Jarod Bachman-Stubbs, and joining me, as always, is the one and only Travis Grossman.
What's a movie?
I don't know what a movie is, but you know what I do know? I do know that it is pronounced Notre Dame. It is Notre Dame. Please stop calling
Notre Dame.
Please stop calling the giant church Notre Dame. Call that the college. I don't give a shit what you call the college. But I don't know why I get so frustrated by people calling it Notre Dame. But I do. And only complaint about that match. Other than that, high marks, but we'll get to it. Notarized Dame. Aside from that, yeah, we got a solid week of matches, tiny week, like we said before. This is basically going to act as our Free4All pre-show. There will be a special episode of #1 Contender released. You're going to get 2 episodes of #1 Contender next week. You're going to get our Free4All recap and then our normal week's episode. But don't expect any Free4All talk here, obviously, because we're recording this at 11:15 on the Saturday of which the Free4All will be happening.
Well,
so
Eastern,
we'll do a little bit of what?
Well, it's like 3 hours away.
Yeah. Travis and I are going to be watching it together later and covering it later in the week. But aside from that, we do have some trivia to talk about. Jumping into the first match of the week, we had Jessica Schloth of the Den versus Beth May of the Quirky Mercs. Travis, how'd you feel about this match?
I kept forgetting who was who. I listened to all these matches at work, so I kept forgetting who was who. And the only way I could distinguish it was by who the manager was for them. Like, okay, this is the one playing for Coy. Oh, okay, this is the one playing for K Mulligan. Okay. I was impressed by, because I have to look again, Beth for not immediately resigning to a loss after her round 2.
Yeah.
You know, when they came back in for Jessica's opponent's choice, she didn't seem like, oh, maybe I'm still in this. Who knows? Like, she was just on it, ready to keep playing. And she almost won that match.
Yeah, she came very close. I think Coy put it really well where he was like, if we're going to lose, I want to lose in the best way possible. And she did very well in that regard. Like I made it sound like she was good at losing. I didn't mean it like that. But you know, like you said, she fought all the way to the end, and you know, rookies have a tendency to, like, once they have that one really bad moment, that it's just but she kept fighting.
Yeah, not much else to talk about that match, I don't think. These were all pretty standard singles matches this week.
Yeah. I did enjoy the match. I enjoyed seeing, you know, again, it's always exciting seeing new blood. Very impressed by the resiliency. Yeah. Like you said, you know, Coy is definitely the friendliest manager in the game.
Keep it fun. Keep it quirky.
He'd be quirky. Keep it
murky. Keep it murky. Kill your opponent. Commit an act of murder.
For money. Yeah, moving along here, we have our second matchup of the week. Jacoby Bancroft of the Stars and Jacob Blunden of Korruption.
Really quick,
Travis,
can you hear the lawnmower outside?
no.
Thank God. You were gonna say something.
I was just going to say that you got me excited for the match because I had not watched it yet. And then you added me in our group chat and you were like, hey, Bancroft and Blunden are both champ material.
They when both rookies go perfect in round 1 and basically go perfect in round 2, right?
Yeah.
That's insane. I think where Jacob Blunden kind of misstepped, I think he forgot he had JTEs
Yeah.
in round 2 or round 3. And I think that could have been the difference on whether or not he got that question right. But that is such an easy thing to go back and go like, okay, I need to remember I can take these breaths at these questions, and then
Yeah.
from there, these guys are going places. Like, that was an insane match.
They both did remarkably well. I was really on the edge of my seat the whole time because it's just one of those gameplay levels that if you're already having a perfect, if not almost perfect game out the gate, that acclimation to the sport, that level of like the proficiency that comes with more studying and more training becomes very, very clearly a like you're kind of like pouring nos in that engine. So I'm very curious to see what comes of these guys, Mr. Blunden especially for obvious reasons. Yeah, it was a phenomenal match. I really liked it. It's always fun to see Roxy and Shannon in the same room in quotations, but yeah, it was a good match. Yeah, moving on to, like I said, we have a quick, super long episode for you guys this week, but I think we're going to make up for it with some free-for-all talk. Pre-free-for-all. We had the return of Little Evil. We had JTE of the Finstock Exchange going toe-to-toe with Ben the Bandit Goddard from the Den. I watched this last night at work while it was dead and was giddy watching it. I had a blast with it. Travis?
It was a good match. Yeah. Impressed with both of them with their round 2. It was tighter. I don't want to say it was tighter than I thought it would be because I forgot Ben Goddard had such a strong showing in the beginning of last season. But yeah, it just came down to that 5-pointer again, and Ben missed this time. But
yeah, I was really going into I was really going into round 3. We're like, okay, like all of next week is going to be a ring rust conversation. That's going to be the Facebook group. That's going to be Schmodown Twitter. That's going to be all the after shows. It's going to be ring rust. JTE's got ring rust, blah, blah, blah.
I don't even think they could say that, though. Like, even if Goddard hit his 5 and won the match, JTE only missed one more point than him. That's not ring rust. That's just
I agree with you.
Dude got unlucky.
I agree with you on that. I just have anytime somebody comes back and they lose, that phrase gets thrown around really liberally. And I agree with you that it would be horseshit to call it ring rust. But I mean, like, that's what would have been thrown out there.
Whoever's next opponent would have probably said it just like as smack talk. But I don't think anyone like looking at that match would go, "Oh yeah, dude's rusty. He shouldn't be playing anymore. He's in a like." You can't talk about him the way I was talking about Mark Riley at the beginning of the season.
That's fair. That's fair, and I agree with you on that.
Because and again, it was just unlucky, right? Like.
Uh-huh.
He got lucky that Goddard missed his 5. That's something you always have to keep. That's what I think. I'm going to keep forgetting their names because I listen and I can't put faces to names. And
Beth May and Jessica Schloth.
Yes, I think Beth had the mentality through the match of my opponent could always get diarrhea. Right? Like,
yeah.
There's always a chance your opponent's house will randomly flood in the middle of the match. That's something you get to have now. So,
yeah.
Like, I think keeping that in mind is really important for your mentality. JTE got lucky, but I don't think you can go away from this going, I just got lucky and I shouldn't have won that match. Like, dude played, right? So,
yeah. Well, and that was the other thing. And also, phenomenal time getting to see Andrew Guy at the desk for the first time. That was great. I made a shit meme about all of the Mark Ellis, Andrew Guy cutscenes we got this week. Mark Ellis liked it on Twitter, which made me happy. I'm glad that Mark might. Sorry, or all Ellis. You make the decision. Saw the shitty little My Hero joke I made. But they had like a you say run situation going on. And it was nice to see Andrew Guy get to the desk after all this week. Did a great job. I'm really enjoying him at the desk. I hope he's playing trivia again sometime soon. I hope he's I hope he's on the answering side of those questions again. But
I thought maybe they were going the route because I listened to all the opening scenes that like he wasn't going to be cut out to host and he was going to sneak into the free for all. And then I remembered they can't really do that because he doesn't have a faction. So
yeah, that's the one thing that's really sad is that like the free for all can't have these crazy appearances. Like that's how Dan Murrell came out of retirement. Was he just showed up during the free for all? Andrew Guy's suspension ended during the free for all, so he was suspension. So whenever he like physically assaulted John Roca, so he like showed up during the free for all, as this like specter of vengeance. It was phenomenal. I missed that, but it's okay. But back to the trivia itself. It was really interesting getting to see a new category be tackled by a veteran of antiquity, pretty much. I don't think anybody's had to answer anything in martial arts movies yet, have they? Like at least in round 2. Like they haven't done like a full round 2 in martial arts movies.
They might have. I don't remember.
Because I can't remember anybody doing a martial arts movies round 2.
I mean, I can't either, but I don't pay that much attention. So,
well, we might be wrong, but it was interesting seeing JTE tackle that with a newer category. Ben Goddard had that. He had a good round 2, but also that was his category. So that was I can only imagine how good that feels coming away from from round 2 with a category that for you is going to be layups because A, it's a fandom like the back of your hand, and B, it is the singles division difficulty version of the fandom that like the back of your hand. So I was good showing on both of their parts, and I'm just glad to have JTE back, man. That was good shit. I was happy to see him be back in true form. Gucci.
It sounded like Gucci even broke character for a second. He was so excited the JTE won.
That's what I was about to say. Was it like the way he wasn't like, we got the dossier, I got golden stakes. Like he wasn't in that. He was just like exactly what you said. The way he was like chanting, screaming, yelling. He's like, "Yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do." I was like, That's not Bobby Gucci. That's Tom Dagnino getting excited for his friend. And it was very wholesome and very cute. And it's rare that you get to say that anything Dagnino does is wholesome and or cute. But yeah, great match. Ben Goddard, I don't think there's anything that he should hang his head about. He got a rough 5. Couldn't, just didn't have it. And that happens sometimes. Unfortunately, JTE is the kind of competitor that you do need to have it for. So it took him to the end, and that was impressive nonetheless. Travis, before we wrap up the show here, like I say, guys, shorter episode, not a whole lot to gnaw on this week for the Schmodown. At least for the next 3 hours, there isn't. Thoughts, hopes, predictions for the free-for-all?
Well, we know 20 of the competitors. We know half. I counted the other day. 20 of them are on the poster.
Okay.
So I don't have any thoughts past that for who might show up, because that would require me remembering who all is on the poster. I'm looking at it right now, but it's one of those, like, to actually look through it all would be, I think it might just be everyone taken in free agency, actually. No, that's not true, because Janine's on there. I don't think Janine was in free agency.
Yeah, I think she got drafted. One moment. Okay, cool. I have the graphic in front of me now.
Yeah. So notable people not on there, Jeff Snyder.
Huh. You're right. That's surprising.
I don't think I see Mark Andrenko.
Nor do I.
The kid is not on there.
He is not. Bibbs is present, but no kid.
None of the. I don't see any rookies on there.
No, you're right.
And I think that it would be.
Oh, no. Amaru Moses is up there between Miller and Barbarian.
Oh yeah, okay, I see him.
So that's one rookie.
Yeah.
To 19 vets.
Just off the bat, I think Roxy's stupid if she doesn't throw Jacoby Bancroft in. Right. Like, for her to put Jacoby in and for Shannon to put Jacob in, they got to be there, man. Like,
do you think? And again, we don't know when all the matches get taped, and we don't know how taped in advance the free for all is. Almost certainly, this is taped ahead of time.
I assumed they were doing it live.
I hope it's live. I will be surprised if it is. This strikes me as like the way that it would have been dangerous to try to do all of Spectacular live. I would not be surprised if, just to like let everybody take a breath, they did this filmed. But here's my question. Not knowing when shit gets recorded, what do you think the odds are that Shannon or Roxy had the time to recognize how effective in the field Blunden or Bancroft are? Because I don't know if they may have had the time to be like, hey, like, I can put in work in singles. Like, I don't know if they had like enough of a showing pre actually having their match for Roxy or Shannon to know who to put in.
I feel like they did, though. And so, because they, like, both of them talking to their players, I mean, Roxy was being Roxy, but they both knew that those players were capable of that. And I would not be surprised if they were like, we can slot in a rookie here. I know this guy's good. I'm going to slot in Jacoby. Because, like, you look at, is Alex Damon on there?
He's not, but Laura Kelly is.
Okay. So my thought, right? Like you might put Alex Damon in just as a like for show, like here's Alex Damon, right? He
Yeah.
draws eyes. Especially if it's going to be like a full mix of questions, there might actually be some Star Wars questions in there. If I'm gonna use the stars as an example, because right, so you put Snyder and Andreyko in, that's a given, right?
Yeah.
You put in Damon for show, even depending on when they had to submit their players, right? Like,
Yeah.
even if he's not the champ when you're putting people in, I still think you put him in. If anything, it locks in if somehow he wins, he gets a title shot. Maybe he can take that for Inner Geekdom.
Take that for Inner Geekdom. Maybe just keep a spare in his pocket in the event that Demolanta wins again next month.
Mm-hmm. Janine's there, so we know she's playing Janine.
And the reason forgetting she's in the stars now. I keep forgetting she plays with the stars.
And on a quick scan, I don't see anybody else from the stars, which opens up for her new team's partner, Jacoby. Right?
Yeah. I think you might be right on how the stars lineup looks. That's interesting. I'm also trying to do the same arithmetic.
Bateman's not on there either.
He's not, but we know he's in.
Yeah.
He's confirmed it on backstage.
Yeah, and Chance isn't on there either, but we know Chance is going to be there.
Yeah, well, you got to figure like the same thing you're doing for Korruption, where like obviously it's going to be Collins, KO, Chance.
Marisol McKee is on there.
Oh, Marisol's on there? Okay, well then throw Chance on there and then boom.
Who's your fifth?
Collins, KO, Chance, Marisol. Oh, fuck. I already had a fifth in mind. I'm not sure. Like I said, I would like to see Blunden get in there. But I also don't know if, again, there was enough time to really like make that calculation.
Yeah, because like Jacoby being on a team with Janine and like scheduled for a tournament tells me that the stars knew what he could do, right? Like that is something they've been aware of for a while, so that he's probably going to be there. Contrastly, I don't know who else Korruption would necessarily put in.
Mark Hoyk.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a proven commodity there with Hoyk. That wouldn't surprise me. But
and then just to like swing through the dungeon because we're having fun with this. Merle's on there, Video Drew's on there. I can't tell who's up in the top right corner.
That is, oh, son of a bitch. I can never.
Is that a Harris brother on the right? And then
no. God damn it! Hold on. I know that guy's name, and I can never remember it. It's Bibiani's old team's partner.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know.
Whom I criminally can never remember that man's name, even though he's phenomenal. One moment.
But I just wanted to make sure they weren't like dungeon members I didn't know. So,
no.
Merle, Video Drew.
Whitney Seibold. I can never remember, and I apologize to him because he's a phenomenal player and a damn good movie critic.
So we have Merle, we have Video Drew. We know Ben Bateman's going to be there. My guess is Mara will be playing because she's a champion. She'll probably have to be there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So need a fifth. I'm going to pull up the roster really quick if I can find it.
It should be in the recently open because I have it open right now.
Okay.
Whitney Seibold is in the dungeon.
Oh, then that's 5.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Hold on. Didn't he play in He played a match recently, right?
I think he had to play. Yeah, I think he did play.
Am I dumb?
No, I don't
I
think you're
dumb?
dumb. I'm about to look. Well, I try to see if Seibold played yet this season. Do you want to start running through swag?
Oh, I thought he was Eric Whiteley. So
Oh no.
because I remembered a person with the word white in their name playing a Star Wars match and the dungeon also being a part of that match, and just like 1 + 1 = 5 for me for a second. So
Hey, it's okay because I also was convinced that he played already this season. So
I think he has a match lined up though. I can't remember.
I think you're right. At least, like, yeah.
So for swag, Laura Kelly, Eric Zipper, Chandru, Paulo Yama, that's 4 already, and probably Lon.
That makes the most sense to me.
So that was easy enough.
Yeah, I think the exchange is also going to be an easy one because, like, if you look at the graphic, we got
Barbarian and Roka. You know JTE is going to be there.
We also got Rick Radis. He's right next to Seibold.
Okay, that's the other person I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of these rookies, I don't know their faces because I've been listening to their matches and not watching them.
That's fair.
Like, who the fuck is that? I've never seen that face before. Or like I have passingly in my YouTube sub box, and I'm like, yeah, I listened to that match already. I don't need to watch it.
So Brother Lomas was tweeting about watching it. I'm not sure if he's in it though. I don't know if he'll be playing. Pardon me. I want to say Lieberman. I want to say Lieberman's their 5th.
I could see that. I mean, like at this point, they could put in anybody, really, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think of who Swag's.
Oh, that's a second
yeah,
rookie who's on here, by the way, aside from Moses.
Yeah,
it just occurred to me.
Who does Moses is the suspects, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I will double check that, but yes.
Because he won and the suspects had that winning streak at the beginning. So
you're right.
So for them, Moses, Drew McQueenie, Ethan Irwin, Liz Shannon Miller.
Yeah.
I don't know who their 5th would be.
Stacey Howard.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure she won a free-for-all at one point. If I'm not mistaken, Stacey Howard won the free-for-all before the one that Bibiani had his like beginning to end on. Or it was the one before that one. Like it was free-for-all 2. But she won either 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
So I think it would not be a bad idea to throw Sassy Stacey Howard in there. Or maybe it was Clark Wolf. It might have been Clark Wolf who won that.
So for the Den, I gotta go back over here. We know Paul Preston. Ben Goddard will be there for sure.
Take your videos.
You didn't hear that? I'm skipping through Free for All 2 to see who won it.
Mark Riley will probably be there for the Den.
Certainly.
Yeah, other than that, I don't really know. Maybe Brett Sheridan for show, right?
I agree.
If you want to do it up, have the flirt and flowers.
God, I hope they do the fruit and flowers.
For the Mercs, if they get Kevin Smith for the free-for-all, dude, I doubt it. But if Kevin Smith plays in the free-for-all, that would be wild.
I am so stupid, and I apologize to everybody watching, especially every woman in the Schmodown, that I just put 3 different people together. It was not Clark Wolf, nor was it Stacy. Stacy. It was fucking Breanne Chandler. I'm stupid. Apologies to everybody there. Now I'm going to go check out Free4All 3. I think you're right. I think you're knocking out all of the lineups.
Because Bibiani, Meyer, Demolanta for sure.
Oh wait, no, I remember 3 Free4All 3. Okay. I keep thinking this is 5 and not 4. That's messing with me.
You know what? John Humphrey's probably in for the Mercs. Because wasn't he an MVP before?
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're onto something.
If you're not playing Smith, which like I'm assuming Smith won't be there, and if he shows up, I'm going to shit. Because like Smith could because of how casually Smith just knows movies, like he could just win the whole thing by accident.
That would be funny. I would love to see it come down to Kevin Smith and Bibiani.
Kevin just stands up and he's like, I don't know why you're standing, so I'm going to stand. His face isn't on camera. He writes and then like he'll be standing like this.
Yeah.
He'll be like, Jay and Silent Bob's Adventure or whatever.
Yeah.
Just writing like that. Oh, my pillow. My pillow went away. If you're not playing Smith, Bibiani, Meyer, Demolanta, John Humphrey, and then either Greg Alba or Perry Nemiroff?
I'd play Perry, but also I'm more inclined to someone with a little longer experience, but also Alba would do well.
My guess would be Perry Nemiroff, but like it could probably go either way. I punched my microphone. I think that's everybody.
Yeah, that's everybody. Okay, so
I didn't expect to go through the whole lineup, but that was fun.
I was thinking yesterday about who's gonna end up turning heads during the free-for-all. And Bibiani is expected to do some work in here. Obviously, Dan Murrell is expected to do some work in here. I'm going to be surprised if JTE does not have a very impressive showing. However, it occurred to me that Adam Collins, I think, is about to join the conversation as one of those free-for-all titans.
Yeah, absolutely. He has the accuracy, right? Like
exactly. Yeah. And for the den, we said Ben Goddard's going to be in there, right?
Yeah, he has to be.
That's what I thought. Yeah, and like he has the accuracy too. I think Ben Goddard. I think Collins.
I could definitely give you that.
Damn. I think Goddard and Collins are about to have like a whole lot more scare behind them.
I think, though, this gets a lot more interesting, right? So if it's just singles questions and like singles and because you can have inner geekdom slices and singles, inner geekdom questions, and now that's so general that like you'll be fine. I think that then that's where the conversation goes. If all of a sudden you hear in the realm of Star Wars Episode 5, I almost said Episode 5, Revenge of the Sith, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, I think everyone shits their pants. Like, I think if you throw in like legitimate Star Wars questions, this could be a totally different game because now everyone's accuracy goes down the shitter. I think that
tweet that we're going to be posting the episode a little bit late. No, I'm excited to see that happen though, because we know how many of these faction mates have been training their Star Wars people. Like, how much Star Wars knowledge has rubbed off onto the barbarian
or Bibiani
or Bibs,
because they've all said that Bibiani is like their sensei, right? So like, I think that might be part of the reason too. I mean, like Bibbs, I'm sure loves Star Wars because if you're a movie buff, you probably love Star Wars. But like, I just want to see him like nail a vehicle question or something.
And one starfighter.
I feel like that's even an easier one, like the snow speeder question from the championship match, right? Like he just no scopes that, and everyone's like, "What the shit? What are you like? Why? You already were the best at this. Why?"
I am excited. I hope Alex Damon's playing.
Me too.
You know, because I want to see Lord. I want to see how he and Lord do with mainline single/teams and IG questions. I want to, and I really hope it's an equal split. I really hope that it's not just like heavy. I hope it's like not all singles with the occasional like, what color is Darth Vader's lightsaber? Like, I want it.
That's why I specified like specifying a movie, right? Not just in the category of Star Wars, because that would just be the inner geekdom slice. That's really nothing. Because what they could do is
at least for the Star Wars competitors who are in this.
Yeah. And even then, like I said, most of these people have watched Star Wars at some point.
Oh, right? Yeah. But there's still stuff like last year, was it Brandon Hanna? His IG run got ended on not knowing what a Vulture droid is.
I feel like that's forgivable. Because I didn't know the name of them. I know what they look. I knew the droids they were talking about. I didn't know what they were fucking called. If they do like OG for like each round of 5, it's 5 questions, right? Not 4.
Yeah.
OG single slice, new single slice, IG slice, Star Wars slice, random. And like not necessarily in that order every time, like it'll get jumbled up. I think if you have that split every round, that's going to keep things super fresh. It's going to make sure that people like Collins and Merle, and not necessarily Bibiani, but Bibiani, can't just dominate. Because, like, if I'm Amaru Moses, Laura Kelly, Alex Damon coming in, and Dan Merle and Adam Collins are sitting there, and they've been there for 5 rounds now, I'm not going to think I'm okay, right? But if I know that there's a Star Wars question in there, if I know that I'm going to hit a harder inner geekdom category that I'm ready for, and they're not, suddenly it becomes a matter of like, can I swing the singles question? Can I, like, maybe the random category goes in my favor?
You make a very good point. It makes it very interesting. And again, like obviously I'm going to hype up Adam Collins and KO and Chance and Marisol because, you know, I have my loyalties.
I think if they go that route, KO gets in the discussion of people that are going to stop this, right? Because he plays in everything but Star Wars.
Yeah, you're right. And there's also the fact that, like, if memory serves from the last Free4All, he got out on like a round where like everybody but Bibiani went down.
That sounds right. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while.
I feel like it was like a mass exodus round. Mm-hmm. Where like everybody was like tied for 4.
Yeah, it was like 5-4-4-4 or something, and everyone got out.
So again, it was 2 years ago, so I could be wrong, but Yeah, I think KO definitely stands a chance. I don't think the free for all is his strongest suit, but he's definitely going to put work in, and he's definitely going to drop some bodies on the way. I think he's very good to deploy in the mid free for all.
What if they announce okay, so let's say another way they could do this. I don't know that this would be as good as what I just said. At the beginning of every round, they announce what division the questions are coming from. Okay, this round it's all singles questions. We cycle through the next players. Okay, this round it's Star Wars.
Again, everybody's assholes clenched because you got Laura Kelly on one end and Alex Damon on the other, and
ways to keep it fresh.
Yeah, ways to keep it fresh.
But we'll see. You and I will find out what's happening in about 12 hours. So
yeah,
I'm so excited to watch this, dude.
As am I. It's been a
life stuff, man. This weekend is just I get to do shit I love to do, and I love it because I got to play Magic for the first time in months last night over call.
Oh, buddy, that's awesome.
This was my commander because I don't own the commander yet.
Nice.
My friend Dan's coming down to visit tomorrow, and I'm calling off work very last minute, and we get to watch the free for all. So I'm very excited.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was telling Lexi last night. I was like, it's been since the summer because normally we watch the Schmodown at my Nana's house in her basement, giant TV, shit like that, and it's been since the summer because over the summer, for the peek behind the TNAP curtain, the stay-at-home restrictions at the beginning of the pandemic, we went to everybody radioing in from different locations, and the numbers got better in PA. And I was back to work. My mom was back to work. My entire family was back to work. At which point we started slowly going back to having in-house recording. And while we were back to doing in-house recording, we were also back to watching the Schmodown together at my Nana's. Numbers started to get bad again. And then everybody kind of scattered to the winds. And, for obvious working at Walmart reasons, Travis kind of became the scarier one to have at my Nana's house.
I don't know how, man. I should have had it 3 times by now.
And Travis, being the good man that he is, was never a dick about the fact that we all went, you work at Walmart and it's a little extra scary. And he went, you're goddamn right, it's extra scary.
I mean, I have less to worry about now, right? I have my first shot. My mom's vaccinated. Yeah. At this point, it's fine. But yeah, last year, very much so. And you were like, hey, man, I'm really sorry. But we kind of want you to be the one to call in. And I'm like, dude, that's totally fine. I should be the one to call in. I just realized that says fires. God damn it. It's supposed to say fries.
It does say fries.
No, it says fires. It's FIRES.
It's too far away, so it does look like fries to me, but that's funny. That's hilarious. It's literally too far away, so it does look correct to mine eye, but if you're saying it's wrong, it's wrong. But yeah, so it's been a minute since we were able, and it's nice in the studio. We have it's nice in here. However, it isn't a big ass finished basement with a big ass couch and room to spread out. There's kind of a lot of recording equipment we need to dance around to hang out and do our Schmodown rituals.
Easy access to a bathroom.
Easy access to a bathroom, which I plan on eating very irresponsibly. From Sheets tonight, because that is just how we do it with big Schmodown events, and hopefully we don't have
we celebrate the free for all.
Exactly. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of what happened to me during Ellison v. Parker last year. Long story short, the Sheets kicked my ass something good, and I may or may not have been in the latrine, dying,
shouting play-by-plays to the match while we watched it out in the living room
because I had it on in my phone. But I may or may not have come out of the loo, clearly sweating and pale as a ghost. And it was not a good time for anybody. But Chance beat Robert Parker, and that's all that matters. Yeah, I'm very excited for tonight. It's been a minute since we did our proper Schmodown ritual, and I am nothing but excited to do it the way we're supposed to, especially for Free4All.
Speaking of Robert Parker, before we go, April 28th, Brendan Hanna v. Robert Parker. Who you got?
You're doing the next matches. Okay.
I just remembered.
I want Brandon Hanna to win.
That's fair.
I really want Brandon Hanna to win. However, you gotta be a fucking idiot to count out Robert Parker. So
I don't
know.
To win
I think
for the dungeon. I want Parker to become the absolute monster that he can be, right? Because like he's this close.
Yeah.
I think once he doesn't get in his own head about misses, right? Because like especially now, those misses are going to happen, right? You cannot bank on a perfect game every time.
Yeah.
If he can get over that, dude's going to stomp out this division. It's going to be awesome.
Interesting to watch because he was very effective in the DC movies, Marvel movies, Star Wars, Harry Potter. Like, it's not just fandom shit anymore, So if I were putting money on this, I think I'd bet on Robert Parker.
Mm-hmm. You're pulling a me right now. You're like, the money goes here. I want this person.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
That's fair. Like I said, just dungeon. I like Parker. I think Hanna could win. Like Hanna's not just out of this by any means, but
especially after that match with Zipper. Whoo!
Dude knows that he's not out until he's out,
Exactly.
So our team's tournament starts this week. I don't know.
Allegedly. I don't think they were talking on backstage that there were some scheduling conflicts. I don't think teams is really starting until May.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's fine because we still get a title match this week.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
So, and then we have the pay-per-view.
Yes. I really thought you were about to say, I'm not even going to ask you. I really thought that's what you were about to say.
I mean, I was looking at this there's 3 matches next week. And I was like, but these have the same day. Oh, right. It's all one pay-per-view. Yeah. Clearly, you're rooting for Alex Damon to beat Mike Kalinowski.
Yeah.
You hate Mike Kalinowski. He's your least favorite player.
Yeah.
You're absolute most despised person on the planet.
Yes, yeah. My God, I can't stand KO. He's the worst. No, obviously I'm pulling for KO here.
Memes. I'll tell you what. Memes aside, I'm excited to see him play again. I've missed my healthy day.
It is I am the Free4All is going to be that primer because every year, and Travis has seen me do this 2 seasons now where I'm like, oh man, KO's gonna play, and every time I forget just how excited I get to see this son of a bitch play. So God, there's a fire siren going off and now the neighbor's dog is howling at it.
I can't hear a bit of it, so
but
this is semi-related.
It's so hard to focus because the dog is harmonizing with the goddamn siren.
That's awesome. Kevin Smets is done with his chemo.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. He's done with chemo. I think he said he has another surgery coming up in the next couple months.
He once that settles and they can get another look, probably major surgery. Major as in it'll be a a long recovery afterwards, but nothing. I don't think like anything risky, So
Yeah.
But that's incredible, man. Like, hopefully
Yeah,
this
truly.
is where he needs to be going.
I agree completely. I know we were graced by Kevin's presence and Kaiser, or Kaser, as JTE was calling him on backstage. But I know we were graced by Kevin and Kaiser on our first episode of Number One Contender. And Kevin, by any chance that you're still poking around watching the show, best wishes. I hope you know that everybody on the Nerd Academy team truly has been very, very, very hopeful and happy for how well you're handling everything. And yeah, absolutely. Smash cancer. And I'm going to say it again when we wrap up the show proper, but it makes me very happy to hear.
And then very quickly, Odd Couple Shazam.
This is really hard for me to call.
It's a very 50, like in terms of like where you put your money, it's like 50-50. It's so hard to tell. And it really, to me, it all comes down to how Jeff Snyder is feeling that day. If he is feeling himself and nothing's going to get him down, even a couple misses in the beginning, they might take it. But I love Shazam. They're my favorite team. Now I have a team I think is going to be tied because the concept of Dan Merle and Ben Bateman being a team is just wonderful. Right.
Also, and we kind of dovetailed into talking about Smets. How do you think KO and Damon's gonna go? Because we just kind of joked about the fact that my support lies with Mike Kalinowski no matter what.
I would say it goes like about how it went last time. Not in the sense that he's going to KO Damon, but like
I was going to say, you think Damon's going to get knocked out again?
No, I think that Damon's definitely at a disadvantage. I think also that we haven't seen KO play in this new IG, and I think that's a big thing here.
I think he's going to do great in the new IG.
I think you're right.
I think he's going to be on fucking fire.
I think it's going to be whoever has the bad spin or whoever has the bad round 3, right? Like it really just comes down to luck at that point. I think though, in terms of the split, I'm going like 65-35 or 60-40 to Mike Kalinowski, probably.
I'm going an even steeper 70-30 for KO. I think Killer has this locked. Like again,
that's where I was.
I
think that's where I was last time they played. I think I was 70-30, and the only reason it went down a little bit is because of the new IG, and I'm like, there's that little bit of uncertainty. Once that's gone, all bets are off.
And I want to say, like, no disrespect, and again, like, no disrespect to anybody we bet against here, and I hope that's very clear. But here in particular, no disrespect to Alex Damon. Anytime we talk about him, like, it feels like we're always rooting against him in some way, but that's just because of how dominant he is. I don't think he has the knowledge pool kind of like off the top of his head that KO does here. Like, if there's anybody who should not be terrified of the new IG, it's Killer, right? It's Mike. And I don't think, like, in the same way that I feel like Kalinowski can just off the top of his head do a lot of the new IG, that's how Damon is in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, off the top of his head, here's the entirety of Imperial High Command, right? That's just kind of what KO can do for a lot of the like action movies and shit that are sandwiched into the IG now. So that's where I'm like, again.
Could you imagine if there was a Bond slice in IG? Could you imagine the carnage?
I'm still never going to get over that tournament run where he spun Bond every match. God damn it. I love Mike Kalinowski. Okay. So yeah. And then whenever our president and ruler of the Movie Trivia Schmodown, Grace Hancock, gives us a schedule for May. Expect that to be covered on the show. If we do get a schedule, it'll probably be next week. So if we aren't
next week, or it might be attached to the free-for-all.
Yeah, if it's attached to the free-for-all, we'll cover it on the main show next week, or the main episode of Number One Contender. We won't be covering the Schmodown schedule on the Nerd Academy. But yeah, we'll be covering it soon whenever we get our schedule. If I had to guess, I think it's probably going to end up being attached to Brandon Hanna versus Robert Parker.
That's true. Yeah, probably.
Unless there's a huge announcement at Free4All. Like there might be like a, bat down the hatches type announcement at Free4All.
Well, yeah, it depends on who. If somebody wins and right away they're like, I want X belt. I want to play this person right now, right? Like maybe that gets... Maybe they have an open pay-per-view slot in May for that, and that's why we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So.
We'll also know when our A, the Star Wars tournament, and B, the Star Wars rematch will be happening.
Yeah.
So very, very excited for that. Well, I think that's all we have. I was afraid we were going to have an overly short show, but
and here we are.
Here we are with some free-for-all preview talk. This is what people tune in for. Hear speculation about sports and shit. Now time to see if any of us are right. Oh, final predictions on MVP and winner.
Without knowing the question format or how much of what's going to be in there, winner is Adam Collins. MVP is either Bibbs or the kid.
I'm saying exactly what you're saying, but I'm going to hard lock down on MVP as William Bibiani.
Okay.
I'm really expecting Collins to win tonight. The more I thought about it, the more I'm like,
yeah,
I think he's going to bring it home. And if he does, like the fact that he gets to just immediately just like, cash that in.
And now I want the belt again.
Hey, Danny boy, I'm right over here.
That is a rivalry I'm very much enjoying flourishing, especially because it's not the like. I love rivalries that aren't just all shit talk. I love the like. These two respect each other a lot when they play. So.
It's a duel. It's a duel between them. All right. Well, Travis, would you like to tell the lovely people where they can find you, sir?
Pretty soon in the bathroom and then at work. But for right now, on Twitter and Instagram at Travis Political, and on Twitch at BlackLeader439, where this week we'll probably be finishing Assassin's Creed 2, maybe, possibly.
Oh my goodness, this ran longer than I thought it would, and I'm about to make you late for work. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552. You can also find me on Twitch, watching Travis on Twitch, and Levi. Their shit will be linked in all of the show stuff. So go check that out. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon page. Speaking of our patrons, thank you to our $10 alumnus, Case and Brion, the Waffle Wizard, Delta 9, and Zach Knaus. You guys help us make the content that we love to produce. Be sure to check out the $5 tier of the Patreon, where you get access to the Knights of the Nerd Republic Versus series, the audio commentary tie-ins for Nerd Academy Movie Club. We just finished up So Bad It's Good month, and the audio commentary and review for Cat in the Hat should be up there soon for the So Bad It's Good 3-parter of The Room, Battlefield Earth, and Cat in the Hat. So tune into that. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. We also do Heroic History 101 that Travis and I will have out to you guys soon. I promise. I'm so sorry.
One day we might do it.
That's become the hardest show to do at this point. But it's okay. We got it figured out. We got campus life figured out now. We get Heroic History figured out soon too. It's okay. We can do it. Be sure to check out the student store link on our websites. You can get access to our TeePublic. You can get all manner of Nerd Academy merch and goodies, like his mug, like these pillows. We got more pillows. I'm going to turn into like the Nerd Academy version of the My Pillow guy, only I won't be a Nazi. We may or may not be adding a second set to the studio for live streaming purposes, but cross that bridge when we get to it, won't we? Anyway, thank you all so very much for listening. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things, and smash cancer.